Yes. Coming at you from 2018. Bam! Tom Ford, Ombre Leather. One of my all-time favorites. Listen to me very closely, guys. This fragrance is amazing, okay? Nothing but positives about this fragrance are about to come to this channel right now. Welcome to the Inscentive Collection. I'm your host, Brandon, and today we have one of my personal favorite fragrances. Type of fragrance, well, it's in the name. Ombre Leather. Leather fragrance, guys. Personally, with my particular type of style, I love wearing this with my leather jacket. I also wear this with white tees. Something about the combination without the leather jacket, the white tee is still like a classic gentleman's apparel, right? And so with or without the leather jacket, with the white tee or crisp black shirt, spritz here, spritz there, you will not be disappointed, guys. This fragrance is absolutely stunning, and it smells so much like leather. It's one of the few fragrances, and I'm not talking about that pleather, that plastic leather that you be, switching in and chafing on with, and none of that. Classic, dense, heavily graded leather, guys. This fragrance, and gals, I do believe this is a unisex fragrance. It's just sexy. Sexy on men, sexy on women, it doesn't matter. As long as you have the confidence to rock this, you will be fine. This fragrance will enter the room before you do, but that's the big B segment. We'll get to that in a quick second. But presentation. A lot went into this. This was well thought out. If you know Tom Ford's classic fragrances, they typically are very square. And geometrical, if you will. This one, cylindrical. And I don't know too many other fragrances that are like that. And so this is a very unique fragrance for that reason. Also, it's soft to the touch. It's one of those fragrances that just, can you get that? It's soft to the touch. They could have went with like a traditional, like hard surface, but there's attention to that detail. It's a softer fragrance. And what is leather? Leather is very soft. And so I think that design choice is interwoven into the bottle. And I, for one, am a big fan of that. I really appreciate that attention to detail. And then once you get a little bit closer to the fragrance, you can see that the actual ombre leather is cut out, and the bottle has an indentation and a leather, and I'm not sure if this is real leather or not, but imitation leather, if you will, is slapped on there with the title. And so everything you need to know about the fragrance is just when you pick it up. Heavy bottle, nice dense bottle here, completely symmetrical. There's something about it that's just very attractive. Like and typically you would look at something like this and think it's boring, but it's not. It's very interesting. And the fact that they went with a flat black, it's just everything you need to know about the experience of the fragrance is within picking it up. The cap, you guys know me. I'm a cap. I like interacting with the cap because it just shows you how much, they put into the fragrance. Some caps are like constantly wobble, pop off, in your bag. This one is like, can you hear that? It's snug. Like, this is machine cut. Like, it is snug on there. If you need to get the fragrance from the back of the pack, you can do that. I'm a big fan of that. Let's get into the seasons for this, because that's a big sticking point, big talking point. Definitely something that you should think about before you buy this, okay? It is a fragrance that is amazingly powerful. Like I thought I knew what a quality fragrance was until I bought this. It changed the game for me. Now notice I haven't sprayed it yet. Usually at this point in the review, I spray them. Kind of building up to that, guys, because I really want you to understand the quality of the materials that we use to produce this product. Nothing short of exquisite. But season-wise, seasonally, you can get away with this in spring. I would say one spritz in the spring, one spritz in the summer. You can do 2 in the fall, 2 in the winter. It pushes incredibly powerfully. Like, it's not a fragrance that sits back and be chilling. Like, no, this fragrance will enter the room before you do. It will enter the hallway before you turn the corner. Greatly, 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 greatly bold. Okay, and very sexy. Very sexy. So, age group. I would say 22, 23. You know, this is that first big gig that you get. This is that first big gig. Wouldn't say this on an interview because it is more character driven. And typically you kind of want to be more on the safer side when you're in an interview. You don't want to seem too risky. This is a fragrance that is definitely a little bit more, you know, rebel without a cause, so to speak, right? Leather jacket, boots, you know, and you can get real aggressive with a fragrance like this, right? It's a very bold fragrance. So I would say 22, and I would say you probably pack something like this up around your 40s. You know, after that, you probably want to get a little bit more safer. Women, probably a little younger, but that's just a recommendation. So I really, really appreciate spraying this, and I can't wait to get into it right now. So let's get into the atomizer and the density, right? So first spray is always a little limpid, so let's get into the oils here. Look at that. Nice wide V cone, wide aperture on there. And I'm still like, I have the ceiling fans on, and usually the alcohol just takes the fragrance away, the moisture of it. But I can still see it clear as day. No, you're definitely not gonna be able to pick that up. But I can still see it clear as day even now as I'm talking. You go to grab it, there's a texture. You know, there's a oh man, it just hits your spirit. That leather is so deep and bold, and it's got a sweetness to it. You know, it's got a sensitive side. You know, it's not just all, you know, cigar smoke and motorcycles. It's got a caring nature. Oh man, such a refined quality smell. If you want something that develops over time, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, Ombre Leather. It does not just get on the skin and stay stagnant. I feel like it's changing like right now. So the linear, it doesn't escalate too much, kind of like a latent. Like a latent really like opens up, right? It doesn't do that, but it escalates at a trending up, and then it kind of levels off, right? And then that deeper, you lose a little bit of the sweetness in the later half of the day, but that leather, and those vetiver fragrances, they stick with you. And it's also something that the fragrances, or notes rather, they don't compete with each other. You know, they work in tandem so well. Like, this is so finely blended. Like, it's such a powerfully, and now the leather is punching. I mean, it's kicking right now. Bow! Like the leather is leathering. And it's just such a joyful experience. Like, it's one of those fragrances that you spray on and you just kind of enjoy it. Like, while it develops before you get ready to go into the office and stuff. You want to be responsible with this, because big BE, big bubble energy. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. This is a maximum radius of 5 feet, all directions, up, down, left, right, top, bottom, don't matter. Like, it is a very, very bold fragrance. I would never spray this more than twice. Personally, I would never spray this more than twice, because you just like, once it heats up, it starts going like I say 5 feet, that's without push. Okay? If you generate some type of sweat, brisk run to the car, you know, or you, I don't know, you get up quick to go change the channel, I don't know, whatever it is you're gonna do, this fragrance is going to go into overdrive, right? It is not a game. It does not play. So you want to be mindful of that, right? Because you can easily choke out a room. Now, because it is more of a masculine, deeper, dense fragrance, it's not gonna choke you out like a fresh / brighter fragrance. It's an interesting thing, right? Because generally speaking, when you overspray a fragrance, like it can choke out a room. This one, like, it doesn't operate at that high cloying frequency, right? It's not in that realm. It's more of like a new car smell, so to speak, right? Like, it's not necessarily something that can get too old. It can be powerful, but it's not necessarily something that's going to like annoy you over time. So it's interesting, but at the same time, there's no need to spray a whole bunch of this. I can still see like the slickness of the oil. I don't have another fragrance that has this quality of performance. I really don't. I spray this on, if you spray this on clothes, you will smell this a week later, 2 weeks later. You will smell this in the morning, the next morning, right? Like when you spray it, I don't, like the only thing that comes remotely close is latent, but this has some legs. This has some legs. Quality, 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 quality from top to bottom, left to right, from the presentation to the atomizer is great. Let's get into some of the notes because I know you're dying. I know you're wondering what's in that concoction that makes it smell like that. All right, well, you come to the right place, okay? Because we're going to get into the notes right now. Now, having said that, understand that not all manufacturers fully present what they put in their fragrances. Trade secrets, ladies and gentlemen. So, top notes, you got jasmine, sambac, you got cardamom, and you got saffron. Personally, I love saffron. I love jasmine, and you can definitely smell this in the top notes, that sweetness. Middle notes, black leather, patchouli, and vetiver. The leather is just dominating in that middle note, so I'm not going to say you can't smell it. I'm sure for everybody it's a little different, but for me, the jasmine and the leather are King Kong in the fragrance. And then amber, which I'm sure is amber's not a note, but you have amber and white moss. And white moss, I think, is the genius behind this fragrance, right? The amber and the white moss are genius because this is what makes the fragrance unisex, in my opinion. And they're at the base, right? And so what that means is that as the fragrance develops, it becomes more sophisticated, right? Because it does have that darker leather close to the skin, but then it kind of softens, right? And I think that's the real brilliance behind this fragrance. And I want to give a special shout out to Sonia Constant and Gudavian. I think that's how you say that individual's name. Because those are the individuals that constructed this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. That's the review. Please let me know, have you tried Ombre Leather? I know there's a Parfum out now. I'm curious to try that one, but let me know, have you guys tried it? Do you have any recommendations? What do you guys think of some of the dupes that are out there? Do they come close? I really find it hard to compete with this type of performance and this type of chemistry. But if you know something out there like that, let me know. Thank you for watching, and again, welcome to the Inscentive Collection. More to come. Have a great day.